McLaren's commanding conclusion to 2024 had set the foundations for an impressive season in 2025. The Papaya outfit's impressive long-run pace in testing has set a marker for the season ahead. But Lando Norris wasn't taking anything for granted ahead of the first Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time.
It's going to be a very tight season with, I would say, a lot of the grid, not just the people we're racing against last season. So to be ready for every situation, to explore every different avenue is something we have to be ready for, and it's something we're making sure we're ready for.
The Briton survived a number of small slides and a brief stop on track as he powered through the morning session. And despite starting a lap that would have seen him top the times, a final corner mishap saw the McLaren man third fastest, before Oscar Piastri took over in the afternoon. Ferrari had missed out on the Constructors' Championship by just 14 points last season. With the arrival of Lewis Hamilton and their new SF25, the Italian squad will hope they can take the crown for the first time since 2008. The Brit topped the times during the morning session on day 2. Teammate Charles Leclerc would repeat the feat on the final day, the Monegasque clocking 66 laps while leading the morning times. A momentary red flag stopped proceedings as the early running came to a close.
Red flag? Why do we have a red flag? Wow! That's, it's an amazing bus tour, but not one that we wanted to see at that moment.
Despite 2 small moments as the clock counted down, Hamilton finished the day's 6th fastest as he continues to settle into his new colours.
It's been a really good couple of days. We got through a lot of the program and we're just basically just focusing on exploring, and for me it's just getting integrated with the team as much as possible. It might seem like it's been long, but it's not. It's only been a month with the team, so it's we've crammed in a lot in this short space of time, but we've really come a long way together, and the car was feeling good on track.
Max Verstappen's aim for a 5th straight Drivers' World Championship could be his toughest challenge yet. Red Bull had not troubled the top of the times in Bahrain, but the final day saw Max Verstappen in for both sessions, and despite a spin at the first turn, the Dutchman completed 81 laps, with his fastest time of 1:29.556, just 200ths off the day's fastest time. 18-year-old Andrea Kimi Antonelli got the chance to test his overtaking skills with a dive to the inside of Alex Albon down at turn 8. The Italian in good spirits as he looks ahead to his Grand Prix debut in Australia.
I'm super excited. It's a great opportunity. Of course, I will spend some more days at the factory to prepare Melbourne and as well all the other races. But yeah, I really cannot wait. And let's see what we can do.
And with George Russell fastest on the final day, the Brackley-based squad will take confidence heading into the new season, with both their one-lap and long-run pace looking competitive with the front runners. Fernando Alonso slid his Aston Martin at turn 1 and turn 10 while testing its limits during the morning session. Lance Stroll, who had been unwell overnight, valiantly completed 34 laps, but would have to hand over his Aston Martin back to his Spanish teammate for the rest of the day. Alpine's Pierre Gasly set the timing screens alight with a bombardment of brilliant laps in the afternoon to temporarily hold the top spot on the leaderboard. Teammate Jack Doohan's morning run, however, wasn't without drama. The rookie forced onto the runoff as he navigated around a slow-moving Norris. Haas had propped up the timing sheets on both day 1 and day 2 of testing, the American outfit putting a lot of their focus on high-fuel runs. And the final day in Bahrain wasn't without its issues.
He's not spotted it, and he's going round for another lap, and he needs to back off, otherwise that's going to rip off.
Yeah, the team have radioed in. It's an unusual sight, straight into the components there, and the bodywork has made a bid for freedom.
A final flurry of runs saw Esteban Ocon jump up to 8th position, the Frenchman in a positive mood ahead of the new season.
It's been very nice to be able to experience in proper condition the car, work also with the team on a lot of different details. Everyone's super motivated and super keen on trying to make my life as easy as possible, which is very good to transit like this. So so far it's been working well.
The Racing Bulls turned their attention to longer runs on the final day. Isaac Hadjar set a session-topping 73 laps in the morning before Yuki Tsunoda took over as the sun started to set in Sakhir. The Italian squad completing 159 laps on the final day in Bahrain. Sainz's stellar second day in Sakhir was undoubtedly one of the surprises of testing, the Spaniard setting the test's overall fastest time. The Grove-based team only scored 17 points throughout the entirety of 2024, and with a proven race winner alongside Albon this season, there is high hope for a strong year in 2025. Albon had the car to himself for the final day, and despite a trip beyond the boundaries at Turn 1 and a loss of traction at Turn 8, the Thai driver set an impressive 137 laps while securing the day's third fastest time. For Kik Sauber, it was another steady day of running, despite a hairy moment for Brazilian Gabriel Bortoleto on the exit of Turn 11. Russell ended the day on top ahead of Verstappen and the impressive Albon in P3. Piastri, Gasly, Hamilton and Tsunoda all set times within a second of session's best. Esteban Ocon ahead of Leclerc and Antonelli. Just outside the top 10 was Lando Norris. He was followed by Doohan, Stroll and Nico Hülkenberg as Hadjar, Alonso, Bortoleto and Behrman rounded out the Friday runners. Overall, it was the speedy Spaniard on top with a 1:29.348 set on day 2. Hamilton was just behind, followed by Leclerc, Russell and Verstappen. Sixth fastest was Albon. He was followed by Antonelli, Piastri, Gasly and Stroll. Lawson in P11 was followed by Doohan, Norris, both Racing Bulls, Alonso and Ocon, who set the most laps of the test with 260 in total. 18th for Bortoleto, with Hülkenberg and Behrman rounding out the leaderboard.